Hey guys, the Inner Force Circle Daily Vibe, day number 6. Today it is all about how to listen to the universe. So, our intention coming from that place of place of being present with our mantra for today, I am listening to the universe. Now, I'd like to just talk a moment about what I mean by the universe. This can be to you whatever is comfortable, whether it's God, if you want to say it's just the universe, if you want to just think of it as a being or even energy. Whatever works for you and your spiritual beliefs. There is no right or wrong. I am not trying to impose anything upon you. It just simply is. So whatever you want to feel as and listen to as the universe is up to you. So now, excuse me. So now, listening to the universe, there are a few things that you can do to see if you're really listening and honing in on what the universe is trying to tell you. So the first thing is, does it bring you joy? Does it bring you joy? Now, this could be anything. I want you to think about it. Your daily routine. Does your daily routine bring you joy? Are you generally happy at work? Are you generally happy at home? Here's the thing. Because nothing is perfect, okay? Nothing is perfect. Nothing is going to be 100% kittens and rainbows and all things nice. But 80% of the time, you should be happy. You should have joy in your life. So if you're at work and you would say that it's more 20% joy and 80% being miserable, then that tells you something. Maybe that place of employment or that particular job or career path might not be the right one for you. Now, I'm not telling you that you should pick up and leave, but just consider it. Consider that maybe the environment might not be the right environment for you. If you love your job, then awesome, fantastic, but maybe there's something else, maybe personally, that there is something that isn't quite bringing you joy, or maybe just you aren't being fulfilled in a specific area. Just something to think about. Physical pain. Now, this is an interesting one because sometimes an emotional or spiritual manifestation can occur in a physical way. So what I mean is that if you are unhappy, I have seen this time and time again with clients. They come in experiencing a shoulder issue or some joint pain somewhere, muscle pain, and it's not really explainable. And then just throughout the session, they might say something like, oh, I'm having issues. I'm having issues with my boyfriend or whatever it is. And they start massaging the place or touching the place that's experiencing the issues. And then you wonder, well, maybe that's actually the cause of it. Another way you can just kind of tell if that might be a problem that you're experiencing is when you do talk about it, if you start to touch yourself in a certain area, this job, I'm experiencing, or my boss, whatever it is. And that happens absolutely all the time. And I bet if you start to notice it, if you start to think about it, you'll see other people do it. That just happens. Our emotional and our spiritual thoughts, it manifests in that physical way. So again, that is one of the universe's way of saying, hey, listen to me. This is what I have to say. Something else. This is also pretty cool. Now, sometimes you know how we get something stuck in our head, like a song or a phrase, somebody's words or whatever. A lot of times I used to think that it didn't really mean anything. I was like, oh yeah, no, that's just because it was played all the time. But sometimes, actually, a lot of times, there's a reason. There's a reason that your subconscious mind keeps playing it over and over and over again. And stop to think about it the next time it happens to you. I have had song lyrics all of a sudden just come in my mind, and I don't recall hearing the song any time in weeks or months. I don't recall hearing the song. And then once I came across this little tidbit of information, I after it happened a few times, at first I couldn't really remember at the time it happened. I didn't think about it, but then like later I was like, oh, I wonder if that was some sort of message, from my inner self, my subconscious trying to tell me, send me some sort of message. And then after it happening a few times, at some point I was like, oh, I remember. I'm going to listen. I'm going to see what that lyric said. And sure enough, I kid you not, it was exactly what I needed to hear. I was having a doubt about something. I can't remember quite what it was, but I was having doubt about something. And then there was some lyrics that were just repeating in my head, and I hadn't heard this song in ages. And then I was like, oh my gosh, maybe that's it. Maybe this is like a message from the universe and from my inner self that just said, listen up, don't worry, hear the lyrics. And no, it wasn't don't worry, be happy, but it was something like that. It was exactly what I needed to hear. Another way to listen to the universe is actually kind of what I just said about listening to your inner voice. Sometimes you have those little it's like a little nudge that says, maybe it actually says something, or maybe it kind of pulls you in a direction. I have had silly things like I tried to go get gas the other day. I tried to go stop at a gas station. I missed 3 gas stations. 3 gas stations. All right? I to the point where I actually missed the turn, and I went down the road to come back, missed it again. And then finally, I pulled into the station, and when I went to the pump, I realized I did not have my debit card with me. That is so simple, something that you wouldn't think would have anything to do with it, but look at that. It was my inner voice basically saying, you're not going to be able to pay for gas, so stop trying to go get gas. I mean, the little things like that, when you start to hone in on it and start to really listen, then the bigger nudges come. And that's when you start to make major life changes. Also, just simply ask the universe. Just ask. Remember, the universe is whatever you want it to be. It's whatever spiritual guidance that you choose to listen to. But sometimes we get caught up in trying to be a certain way or trying to do things a certain way, when really, just ask. It can be as simple as asking and receiving. You never know. It cannot hurt to ask, to throw it out there to the universe, to give it out, and be open and ready to receive whatever it might be. Now, today, challenge. You need to grab 3 sheets of paper. They do not have to be lined sheets of paper, because you are not going to be writing. You are going to be drawing. That's right. So you're going to take 10 minutes of your time. 1 page, I want you to write thoughts on the top of it. Page 2, you're going to write emotions on the top of it. And page 3, you are going to write soul on the top of it. And what you're going to do for the first one, emotions, you are going to close your eyes and take 3 minutes to focus on those thoughts. 3 minutes to focus on those thoughts. Then open your eyes and draw whatever those thoughts look like to you. They don't have to be actual images of anything. It can just be doodles. It can be numbers. It can be shapes. It can be whatever you want it to be. Then for the next one, you want to take 3 minutes, close your eyes, take 3 minutes, and I want you to think about what you are feeling. Think about your emotions. Hone in on it. Center yourself. Open your eyes and draw whatever you are feeling. Then you're going to do the same thing for soul, for your spirit, for your connection. Take 3 minutes, center yourself, think of it. What does it look like? And then open those eyes and draw whatever comes to mind. So I'd like to share with you what mine were when I did it. So this was my thoughts. Kind of crazy, right? A little all over the place. This was my emotions. A little more calmer, right? And then this one was my soul. So again, there's no right or wrong. Some had pictures, some was just doodling, drawing. It can be whatever you want it to be. But remember, tell yourself throughout the day, it can be whatever you want it to be. Now guys, tomorrow's the last day of phase 1. I hope you signed up for phase 2. If not, go ahead and do it now. And just remember throughout your day today, I am listening to the universe. Success can be found where positivity abounds.